Yeah, I totally want to spend $300 on this. Okay, so what is this anyway?
Which show?
Yeah.
Excellent question.
Tamashii Festival 2010, apparently.
That makes sense.
There's so many toy shows through the summer in Japan, it's kind of hard to keep up with all of them.
Yeah, I wish we had that many here. It would be really nice. I
Or
guess.
really boring, one or the other.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, most of these things are showing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, it's true. We do get a few new things like the Robot Damashii stuff here parceled out, but it's mostly the same old, same old.
Really, the most variation you get from toy show to toy show is the kind of no photography signs they have sitting everywhere.
Pretty much.
So, would you say the Gundam is a surprise, since they showed 3 prototypes of it last year?
I'd say it's pretty much the opposite of a surprise, because they picked the most conservative of the 3 Gundam designs and went with it. It's very similar to the Gundam second version. It has a few new joints here and there. It has a midfoot joint because they very carefully posed it toes pointed just so you can see that it can do that.
Yeah.
And it has the Robot Damashii style midsection joint, which I'm not really sure I like relative to the EMIA mid-torso joint when it worked right.
Which was not all that frequently, really.
No. Unfortunately, I think the best one I ever saw was on the Gundam the Origin version of this Gundam, which practically nobody has.
I'm just having trouble articulating my thoughts on this, because it's just going all different directions at once.
Yeah.
For one thing, and this is going to sound really stupid, I can't tell you exactly why, but I can see that the chest vents are trying to be yellow on the outside too.
Well, I've noticed that they've started doing that. They've started painting basically the inside edges as kind of a compromise between the Chogokin style torso and the classic version.
Yeah, it's not really fooling anybody.
No. I think for my personal taste it looks better than the Chogokin version, but it's just me.
I guess I'm just used to it after all of the previous Gundam figures, but I kind of grew to like the yellow rimmed vents.
For some reason I never did, and I couldn't even tell you why.
Also, I figured out that the head looks a lot like the GP-01.
Now that you mention it, yeah.
Which isn't really doing it for me.
Yeah. I think it's based a lot on the life-size Gundam statue, but yeah, it's
really
not
no excuse.
No. I still just wish they'd shrink the Arch Enemies Gundam, because that is pretty much my favorite.
I'll admit points here, because it does do some things the extended Gundam didn't manage to.
Yeah.
Like not having ridiculously sized hands.
Yeah. It does not have the big hammy hands, and that is an improvement.
It also obviously has a way to attach the shields directly to each forearm.
Yes, which is nice.
Big score there.
Yeah. And it has a tremendous accessory loadout that the extended Gundam should have had.
And to top that off, it seems to be able to actually carry most of that stuff all at once.
Now that is impressive.
I mean, you can see from the pictures they're demonstrating, it seems to be able to carry at least one of every accessory.
Yeah, and
in the case of the shields, of course, it can carry 2.
Yeah, and if the bazooka is strapped to the shield the way they seem to there, it may be able to carry everything at once.
Right. Of course, even if not, the Gundam typically has a storage hardpoint on the back.
Yeah, and I noticed
the hammers I notice are probably taking up.
Yeah, well, if you notice, it also on the side skirt plates has sockets very much like the Gundam Mark IIs.
Well, that would be helpful, probably for the beam rifles.
Yeah, so I have a feeling it really can carry everything, or very close.
From the look of that one picture, it does seem to come with at least 2 of every accessory.
Yeah. The only thing it seems to have one of are the 2 versions of the hammers, the beam javelin, and of course that fancy effect part for the beam saber blade.
Right. Not really a fan of that either.
I probably would have done it differently, but...
Which is something we can say very often with Gundam stuff.
Yes, and of course the one entirely new thing it has is the Super Napalm adapter for the beam rifle.
Which no figure version of the Gundam has come with before.
Yeah, I think maybe a master grade, I'm not sure. I think there's been one version of it before, but I could not tell you where.
I'm sure it's not that important.
No, it's not.
It's just a little missile canister.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it looks like a little missile pod.
It does. Though you have to wonder why the Federation didn't mass produce that stuff, since apparently it could...
Melt Gundams?
Yes. I mean, screw mass producing the Gundam, just make that stuff and mount it on Type 61 tanks and you're done.
This is the plot point you're gonna quibble about in Gundam?
Well...
Seriously?
Yeah, good point. I mean...
Chasing the roaming salt lake?
Yes. I was just about to bring that up, so yeah.
Everybody brings that up. You know, say whatever you want about Gundam, but the first series was just a product of its time.
Yeah.
No matter how people want to dress it up.
Yes. The movies did cut out an awful lot of that, but still.
Well, at least they cut out the salt.
Yeah.
They were lower sodium.
Yes.
Probably less surprising is the custom Geara Zulu.
Yes, which, nice, easy recolor, but now that it has some new parts bolted to it and it's not just Zaku green, I kind of like it.
I don't know. I kind of would like to see like a Rizel first.
Yeah, I would too.
I liked the Rizels in the first episode of Unicorn.
I did too, and...
Actually, that was pretty much the best part of Unicorn, that one mobile suit fight.
Yeah, really.
Really not looking forward to that second episode.
No, I'm debating whether or not I'm actually going to bother.
Speaking of which, there's the Sinanju.
Yes, which looks pretty nice, as nice as it is ever going to, and costs 5,000 yen, so no.
Oh, it costs over 5,000 yen.
Oh, I thought it was 5,000, so...
But still, that's, there must be something really special about it.
I think it's big.
That's not special. I mean, really, it's not.
No, it's not. But it also has a fair number of parts, so... Have
we actually seen any of them demonstrated?
No, I just mean in that even just counting the big backpack, it has a fair number of parts, so...
Yeah, I don't know. There's just something about it that don't work for me.
Yeah, me either.
So, did they show any new Damashii stuff? I know there's a few more pictures of the 00 Quanta.
Yeah, a couple more of the Quanta, but nothing that really changes my opinion of it one way or the other.
Still looks kind of dull.
Yeah. A couple of Digimon, actually, but...
Yeah, that's a little different.
Yeah. Are they Damashii or SH Figuarts? I was not sure.
I think they're a branch off of the Figuarts line.
That makes sense.
It's the best thing I can come up with since they're calling them D-Arts.
Yeah. They don't look bad.
No, actually they look really nice. Which, you know, if they are an extension of the Figuarts brand, that makes sense. Figuarts are actually really nice figures, visually.
Yeah.
A little bit too expensive for me, but...
Yeah, but that's pretty common with all of this right now. I mean,
I just mean in general.
Well, yeah.
Speaking objectively, not poorly.
Gotcha.
But yeah, this is only slightly better than like Tokyo Toy Show, since At least this time there is a little bit new to talk about.
Yeah, and a few things that are within our field of interest at least.
There's some new pictures of the Super Robot Chogokin line.
Those look.
You're more the Super Robot enthusiast here, so.
Yeah, I like the look of them, but I really wish they would just give up on the diecast and make a decent Mazinger Z figure that I could afford.
Yes, that affording part is actually very important.
It is. I do have one Mazinger Z. It is a Soul of Chogokin. It was a gift, and I just can't see myself spending $50 and up for anything else in that line.
Yeah, that is just kind of. I mean, all that metal, you know.
Yeah, it's not even that much metal, but
which makes it even worse.
Yeah.
I mean, the Mazinger is almost 5,000 yen by itself.
Yeah.
And that's without the separate accessory pack.
Yes, which is just ridiculous.
That just seems a little bit hostile to me.
Yeah, but unfortunately most of the Mazinger merchandising is hostile.
And speaking of, stupid stuff that you can only buy online, there's the Sutherland Sieg.
Ah, yes, that thing is enormous, apparently.
Apparently. Probably about the size of a football.
Okay. Except much more expensive than a football.
Well, could be a really nice football. Yeah, I mean, the orange appeals to me, as you may expect.
Well, yeah.
But still, even if I collected the Geass Damashis, that still wouldn't... I mean, that thing's $300 even before you figure in import markup.
Yeah, which I'm pretty sure would be substantial.
That's just... This thing is kind of nuts. Like I was saying earlier, I'm surprised it actually is being sold. It's been a display-only piece for about a year.
Yeah.
Sure, while they were going around begging for stores to carry it.
Probably, and I guess they just wanted to put it out as a web exclusive so people would get off their backs.
Or so that they would get back their tooling investment.
Yeah.
Something or other.
Either that or be able to write it off.
Well, whatever. Sounds about right. Okay, well, that's pretty much our time for this, so... Okay. Any last thoughts?
Not particularly. I'll be looking forward to new pictures of that Gundam to see if there's any other surprises, but
probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my figures of the Gundam, Gun Tank, and Gun Cannon that all have a functional core block system.
That would be great.
I don't know when they're going to get around to that for me outside of the SD style.
Yeah, and of course those just materialized.
Wish I would have bought them when I saw them.
Yeah, for me they materialized at Target on clearance once, and I did grab them, so.
Well, lucky you.
I'm convinced the Tamashii web store is the Japanese equivalent of Matty Collector.